Hello, in this video overview, I'm going to show you the workflow for automatically grading and getting the answers back with scores to students through Google Classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and create, I could do a quiz assignment and start a brand new form right within it, but I'm going to create an assignment and add a pre-done form that I already had done. So I'm going to look in here, my recent, and I'm going to select that form, and I am going to make sure that that form is a quiz. So I'm going to go ahead and select this, and it opens it up, and I want to go right here, and I want to make sure that this is a quiz. So I'll go here and say, oh, yep, it's a quiz. I've got some options I put in here. I'm going to review the answer, so I don't want to select that. I'm going to say save. Now, I am going to, since I'm doing a brand new one, I'm going to delete all the responses on this. That's kind of a nice little feature. And then when I go back to my form, I'm going to make sure and put it in my forms assignment. Don't worry about the points because based on whatever it's grading, it will adjust later. So we're just going to go ahead and assign that. When I do that, here's the student view. And I'm going to go back to classwork. And I can see in here that if I refresh this, that there's my test. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to answer it. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say, and let me spell it wrong. And then I'm going to say, I think it is this and this, and let me put that in and submit it. So I submitted it. When I open my assignment, you'll see that it is already submitted. It's turned it in, which is great because I did it through Google Classroom. So that's student side. Now I go back to teacher side and I select it and I say, oh, one person's turned it in. Let's click on it. So what I want to do is I want to actually go to the form. So when I click on it, this is the view form. I want to go to the edit form and see the responses. Ah, well, there's one response. So I can see a summary of all my students' work, which is great. I can look at the questions. How many people got this question right? Question 3, it's like an item analysis. And then here I can see my individual students, their full form submissions. So I only have one student in here, but I can see, oh, they got this wrong. So what I could do is I could grade it. The correct answer is yellow. So they got 0 points. Well, that automatically scored that right. So I'm just going to leave that as is. Now, if I wanted to, I could add individual feedback to this person and say, you know, well, actually I already did that. So my other one is they got it wrong because they spelled it wrong, but it's pretty dang close. So maybe I decide to give them like 7 points. And then I go down here and I see, oh, they only got 1, but they got one of them right. So maybe I want to give them 2.5. Correct. Looks like this one was correct. So I'm going to go ahead and save it because I have overturned Google's grading, and that's why you have to save that. All right. Now, this is the part that's really important. Once you have given them their score, now you can release the score if you want. If you release it for secondary, they'll get an email with the score on there. But our elementary school students don't have email. So how are they going to get the score? Well, what I need to do is I need to go back to my assignment. So I'm going to go back here. Oops, back here. And you can see that now that I've graded, I can import. And I can import as many times as I want. I can go back and grade, import, whatever. So I'm going to import those grades. And you can see that it's given and it's adjusted the score because it was 100, but now it says, hey, this was worth 30 points and they got it. But when you go over here, the student still doesn't see their score. It's still 100. So, and I could have changed that value in the assignment, the initial assignment, of course, but you do need to return it. So I'm going to select this and return it. Now I can select individual students or I can do it to all. I only have one student, so I'm going to go ahead and return it. And I could do it, you know, a private comment to that one person, or if it's to everybody, you'll note that I'll have the ability to do that as well, but I'm going to return it. When I go back over here to the student, you're going to see that, oh, I got a score of this. Now, they do not need to resubmit it because you've already graded it, all right? And this is important. So if I go back here and I look at this assignment, you can see that there's an additional thing here. Initially, somebody turned it in. Okay, I assigned this, right? But they've already turned it in and I've graded it. That's why you're seeing that difference there, okay? But if they resubmit it, then what happens is that it will say turned in, and you would just have to send it back to them. It's not going to change their grade or anything like that, but once they've submitted it and they see their grade, they do not have to resubmit it. So anyway, that's a quick overview of how Google Forms work. Now, when I click on this on the student mode, it's going to show me the answers that I got right, and it will show me some of the feedback. Oh, I didn't get that right. Here's a video to watch. So that's kind of a neat thing on the student end as well. Hope that helps about the workflow for grading Google Forms via Google Classroom.